morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the midweek edition of Business Morning. I'm Chimizie Obi Iwagu. We begin with issues in the news. The federal government has concluded plans to align its fiscal, monetary and trade policies to stimulate economic growth. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who made this known at the 22nd World Conference of Banking Institutes, hosted by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria in Lagos, says sectoral policies were being implemented to diversify the economy by boosting investments in agriculture, manufacturing, mining, construction, and the digital economy. According to the Vice President, the financial sector is expected to mobilize the resources required for federal government's domestic and external borrowings to underpin plan execution. And the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has assured that Nigeria would get out of recession by the second quarter of this year. Speaking to journalists after a closed-door meeting with the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, Mr. Emefiele says the country's foreign reserve is at $31 billion, and this would enable the CBN defend the naira.
In the last 2 months, Central Bank has been involved in some form of intensive intervention in the foreign exchange market, and this has fortunately resulted in a downward trend in the parallel market price of foreign exchange from as high as 525 to as low as 370. Right now it hovers between 370 to 380, and I think it's an opportunity for me to say that we are going to continue this intervention because the reserve looks very good. As I speak to you, our reserve stands at above 31 billion, and that provides us enough of firepower or ammunition to be able to defend the currency, and we will do so with all intensity to ensure that that foreign exchange is procured by everybody. You want to import raw materials, you will get foreign exchange. You want to import plant and equipment, you will get foreign exchange. You want to pay school fees, or you are interested, you are a small business that want to buy foreign exchange for you to import your small items, you will procure foreign exchange. And indeed, we've started to see a downward trend even in prices, and we've also, like you also must have observed, inflation is also trending downwards. We are very much optimistic that by the end of the second quarter, very latest third quarter, we should be out of the recession that we're in right now.
Godwin Emefiele, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Now, the World Banking Institute's conference holding in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria, has been x-raying the future of banking and finance, as well as lifelong learning. With bankers from across the world in attendance, professionals believe that financial technology plays a key role in the fourth industrial revolution. In this interview, Channels television business producer Temple Ashaju discusses the emergence of fintech with the first vice president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Dr. Uche Olo.
As the team suggests, we have to rethink the future of banking. This is the fourth revolution that is coming, the fourth industrial revolution, and that revolution is powered by digital, which is technologically driven. And the need for us to appreciate the relevance of digital technology in banking, because it's going to change every facet of all banking practices. We heard in the morning the kind of changes that, there's going to be a lot of disruption into how banking practice is done. And so we not need to be left behind, especially our country, Nigeria. The next revolution, we must be involved. We cannot afford to miss out, because we miss out the first revolution, the second and the third. The fourth revolution, which is, anchored on digital, should be the way. So for us, the conference is very apt because it gives us the opportunity to peer into the future and know where banking is going.
So let's talk a little bit about regulations. How really ready are central banks, regulatory agencies all across the world for financial technology banking today?
Yeah, what regulation does is to ensure that people play by the rules and the practice. So if the agenda is set by technology, by digital technology, what happens is that the regulators will follow suit to draw out the dynamics and see where regulation is going to be. Easy banking is basically based on trust, and trust is the currency for which businesses are done. So all regulator does is that trust is respected. So no matter what form and practice that has happened, okay, this is powered by digital. There are, what the regulators will be doing is to ensuring that infractions in terms of, because, make no mistake, we're all human beings and different social behavior. So all they need to do is to put up machineries in motion that will correct any wrong behavior. What happens is that you find out that the regulators are there and not to change anything because they don't have any power into the next revolution that is coming. They cannot stop it. But what they do is that how will the banking public, the depositors, be protected? So basically what they do is that look at the dynamics and find out appropriate means of making sure that behaviors are respected.
Just talked about financial technology basically coming in with a disruption as a fourth industrial revolution. Do you think, or otherwise, that this trend is going to launch some kind of job cuts into the banking system? When
people are afraid of job cuts, I don't think so. Because what it means is that there are going to be a lot of fallouts. Social entrepreneurs will come in various diverse manner, like what is happening. Now we're going to take banking to the people and not banking coming to us. That means that you're taking your mobile phones, the various smart tablets to the various to the banking public. It will create a lot of various business along that chain, because you're not going to have brick and mortar in the first place. What of the IT technologically driven people who drive that process? What of the other various garments of that value chain? So we're not afraid that it's going to, rather it will kickstart a lot of social economic activities in the economy.